Hey, 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 hey. Just got back from Hawaii this morning. I was on a red eye last night. I've been back for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And I want to show you how we pack up our deer to bring it back. A lot of people are like, I can't believe you'd fly with that meat. Isn't that illegal? Isn't that a problem? Like, it's no different than going somewhere and catching a bunch of fish and processing it and bring it back. It's literally no different. So, as long as you have all your documentation, if you go somewhere, you're good. The beauty of access deer in Hawaii is there's a hunting license. So, this is what I did with head and horns. This bag is starting to get swampy. Don't get weird when I pull out my delicates here. So I've got 4 access deer in here. What I did is I put my boots around those sharp tines. Just get them in there. I take all my dirty clothes, all the anything, man, socks, undies, whatever. Check it out. There's a pair of extra tufts around that tine right there, so it doesn't jack it up. Might be the first time I've ever exposed my underwear on one of these films. Fishing tackle, because I take it everywhere. And then I slid my pack in and around the frame of the horns. Let's see how we did. Unscathed. In a boot. Unscathed. No eyes, no brains. The brains are literally just sit over the kitchen sink, run some water in that brain hole, and just stick a wire in there and scramble it till it all comes out. Flawless. Skadoosh. Pants and undies. Alright. This one is all meat, so there's 50 pounds exactly of meat here, and we butchered it at the hotel. Still hard. Hard as a rock. Just take this. If I don't have time right this second, I'll just set the whole thing in the freezer. Deal with it later. Alright. I'm going to soak these. You guys all remember, right? So that's been starting to dry in there. I don't want to boil yet. I'm going to put those in a pot, soak them until till all that color comes out. I want those heads to look pure white before I start boiling.
All right, y'all, trying to keep things fresh here. So you got to see the travel piece. This is what it looked like when I skinned it in the field. It's exactly the same as what I do on the table, just not quite as comfortable. Make that split right up the nose and then right up to one side of the pedicle. And then just start working your knife around and skin that entire face off and remove the jaw. At this point, you can take the eyes out right here as well, or you can do it back wherever you're staying, but get the eyes out and the brains out to transport. Just as a rule, always get those 2 things out. All right, back at the house. Some of you that have been with me from the beginning watching these videos, you've seen me do this and you've seen me not do this. At this point in the game, anything with an antler, I wrap. Always wrap it. It will save you from ever having to recolor if you're wrapping correctly. I'm using shrink wrap these days and electrical tape. I've tried it all. Most of you have seen it all. Just wrap them good before you put them in the boil, and the idea is that whatever's in the boil will not take away the natural color of that antler. Step 1, skin. Step 2, wrap the antler. Step 3, get it in a pot and get some water boiling. Now I wanted to show you this piece just to let you know that I'm always adjusting and changing. Nothing is completely figured out. You can see I'm working around the pot. I'm feeling the heat. Because of the way this animal is built, the horn set or antler set is built, it's laying too much over the flame. So I've got to change the pot. Otherwise, I can actually burn those horns. I'll discolor them. It just creates a problem. So make sure you're feeling around that whole area around your pot. And if you got horns or antlers that are laying over a fire, get it fixed. I'm shaking a little OxyClean in there to help degrease. I'm going to bring it to a full rolling boil and wait for that skin across the nose to split. At that point, I'm just going to pull her out and start power washing. Here's my rule. You got to spray every single hole, every orifice, anywhere that there's meat or there's tissue. You got to make it go away. I'm actually going to ask my wife to put that on my headstone. Every hole, every orifice. And yes, I do have shirts coming that say that. Here I am removing the auditory boule or auditory boule. I think I've called it earbuds from day one. I stick a screwdriver in that ear canal, I give a pop, and then I knock a little hole there. That's going to release the brain and release all the stuff that's in and around there, so you can just pull it right on out. I'm not trying to shortchange you here on visual information, but the bottom line is just spray that thing until it's clean. If you see something in there that looks like it should come out, take it out. That's just how it works. So I pull what's left of the brain, I pull what's left of the cartilage in the sinus canal, and then that portion of the cleaning is finished. This is the secret sauce. 40% by volume liquid peroxide developer from the beauty supply and water, split 50-50. I put that skull in a pot, I bring it to a boil and shut it off. That's enough power to whiten and get rid of any loose extra stuff that's on that skull. Once I've got it clean and I've removed the shrink wrap and tape, I give it a soft, soapy water brush to get rid of any of the fats that would have boiled up around the horn. I'm not removing color. I'm simply just brushing them clean, then set it in the sun to dry. Look at us, moving right along, cleaning skulls. Life is good. Once those skulls are done, I like to start getting everything cleaned up. Once it starts to dry, make sure that you're keeping your leftover peroxide. If it's still good, meaning if it's still whitening your skulls and doesn't stink, I keep them in just lidded plastic buckets. I'm not advocating for Home Depot, but I've got Depot buckets. And then keep them out of the sun. The sun will kill your peroxide. The last and final step for me, once you've got them dry and bright white and you're happy with them, I give them a coat of Mop and Glow. I do not Mop and Glow antlers. I do Mop and Glow horns. And then I just set it again in the sun or set it in some open air for just a few minutes. It'll dry clean and nice, and it's ready for the customer.
This is the Skull Max pedestal. It's my absolute favorite way to display a really nice animal. Remember, I don't have any sponsorships. Nobody pays me anything ever to talk about their product. Ever. I love this mount. This one. It's a two-part system. Goes in the brain hole and then clamps around this ball joint. And it is freaking fantastic. memory card there. I was talking and I don't know what was in there. But I wanted to put this axis deer. I shot this one in Hawaii just 2 days ago, and I wanted to show it to you on the Skull Max. More importantly, I wanted you to know that I don't get paid from anybody. I have no sponsors. Nobody pays me anything to talk about their product. This is just my favorite way to display an animal, especially an animal that's built like that. It's beautiful. This thing sits on like a ball joint, and I can make it do whatever I want it to do. It's absolutely fantastic. I like it nose down like that. Look at that. I don't care if you're a non-hunter or whatever. There ain't an artist or anybody that wouldn't have that in their home. It's beautiful. So you could see that the principles were the same on an axis deer as everything else. Not much different. Just another cool critter to check out. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Whatever the kids do.